Matthew here from fiberglasssupply.com. This video I want to talk about some of the tools we've been using in our longboard fin box installation videos and repair videos. This first off is our Porter Cable 6902 router. This is the Plunge Router. What it means is we can limit how it goes down and go down at different depths. So that's nice as we're cutting, because we can cut down just a little bit deeper every time we make a pass and don't have to stop and reset the base. So you just pull that lever right there and spring load it comes up, and you can actually set it too. It has different turrets, so you can set the different depth steps if you want, and a depth gauge. So there's a number of features, but for longboard fin boxes typically I'm running a Plunge Router. For repair work, when you've got to cut out an old fin box, the single O Flute Bit, which is the bit I have in here right now, is a great bit. This is a bit that's designed for plastics, and it takes a bigger chunk and it doesn't melt the plastic. It actually cuts out a really nice shaving. I've tried using this for new installs. It doesn't seem to work as well when you're just cutting in a stringer and cutting into the foam. Although about anything will cut the foam, but for cutting out an old box, this does make a huge difference. For a new box into wooden foam, just a straight 2-flute standard 1/2-inch router bit would work great. You obviously need some way to control where the router is going to go. So one of the things I like on the Porter Cable is it does have a circular base. And the reasons that is nice is it makes it a little bit easier to make your jigs. So here's the first jig that I have, and you can see the router just rides right inside this jig. And the edges of the router knock up against the inside edge of this, and that limits where that can go. So this is a really simple, easy to make jig. Because the router base is circular, I don't have to worry about what the distance from my center is. It's going to be the same. Some bases are not circular, in which case you could either add a circular plate to it or come up with a different guiding system, like using a bushing. So this jig right here, really super simple. 1/2-inch plywood with some 1/8-inch plywood around the edge to limit where it can go, and a little bit of non-skid drawer liner material glued to the bottom of it. For new construction, we'll just use some masking tape typically to hold that in place. For repair, this doesn't work that great because you end up, when you're cutting through the box, putting a lot more torque on the jig than you would be putting in a new construction situation. And keep in mind, this jig right here is like over 20 years old. So, a wood jig can do you wonders and last a long time if you take care of it. For repair, when I'm hogging out an old box, I like this jig, and what this is the Vacuum Jig. So I've got gasket material around the outside and gasket material around here, and we get that lined up on the board. We insert a hose right here that goes to our vacuum pump, and that pulls that down and locks it on the board. We're using an atmosphere of vacuum when we do that, which is 15 psi. And you can see we've got maybe 2 inches here, 2 inches here, so 4 inches. I should have measured this, so 4 inches total by say 20 inches. That's 80 inches plus these little blocks right here. Let's just call it, we'll make the math easy. Let's say it's 100 square inches. That's 1,500 pounds of pressure that's holding that in place. So really good grip, really holds everything in place nicely. Again, same idea on this one. This rides in here and just goes up against the corners to give us our shape. So those are a couple of tools that we use when we're doing longboard fin box installs and repair work on longboard fin boxes. So if you got any questions, get a hold of us, give us a call. I can put up some diagrams on how to make these, or this one, if you are interested, we could cut these on our CNC machine for you. So thanks for watching and have a great day.